Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to the Saturday morning Fragcast, coming at you this Sunday afternoon.
It is
from
Sunday.
Fragenstein's basement. I am your host, Victor von Fragenstein.
And I'm Gapper.
And we are coming to you this week with possibly the most important message you are going to hear in the immediate future.
And that would be fuck Battle Royale games.
Fuck Battle Royale games, fuck PUBG, fuck Fortnite.
I don't know. I just...
Fuck whatever else.
Whatever the new Call of Duty's gonna be, fuck that game already.
Yeah, fuck the new Call of Duty into the ground.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck that whole genre.
Pretty much. It's. I think at this point it's safe to declare that the gaming has kind of split into two factions mainly. I mean, there's always more little subgroups, but there are people who like to play PUBG and also watch people play PUBG and things like that, and then people who actually like to enjoy video games.
Yes. Yeah. Well, now it's like the whole shooter genre now is split between Battle Royale games, hero shooters, and arena shooters, which they don't really make too many of anymore.
No, the arena shooter, I would like to see a nice, decent arena shooter kind of bring that back, but the closest thing we've got is Quake, what's the new one that we did the beta of?
Oh,
Heroes?
I can't remember because I could never talk about it.
Yeah, we weren't
Quake
allowed
Champions.
I was going to say, we weren't allowed to talk about it when it was actually interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
So.
They finish that? Like, it's a thing? That game finished? Or?
I think there's been a public release now. I don't know if it's actually finished.
Interesting.
I haven't played it since the closed beta, so.
Interesting. Okay. Did not... Yeah, like, it was kind of fun for a little bit, but couldn't get into it. Didn't stay for the long haul. I got into other games in the meantime.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't even think I've played Rainbow Six for, like, 2 weeks.
Yep.
And, I don't know, I played some PUBG yesterday, but that'll be the last of that ever. We won't get into...
Put the nail in the coffin
like, that's about it. I've never played and will never play Fortnite. And... Yeah, no, like, you know what I'm really pumped for right now is I'm actually taking a day off from work.
Okay.
And it was supposed to come out on Blaze It Day there.
Okay.
And it didn't come out because it got delayed 2 weeks. It's Thrones Britannia.
Ah, yes, that is.
I don't know, like, I've been so into Total War games lately.
Yep.
Because of Total Warhammer 1, Total Warhammer 2.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of, like, I really like all the magical powers and creatures and all the cool units.
Yep.
But I'm really pumped because I've never really played, like, I played a little bit of Shogun.
Okay.
And I've played a little bit of Rome. But I want to get into, I've never really got into a, like, historical Total War game.
Historical Total War, okay.
My whole Total War career has been like Warhammer fantasy battles.
Fair enough. Well,
and I'm pumped to just like be Vikings or be the Welsh or and take over the British Isles, and
it's good stuff.
I am pumped. Like I'm so excited for this game.
Well, I actually was with Total War since Rome, which I don't know if it was the first one, but it was one of the first. I haven't played all the intervening ones because
I should know because I just watched like the history of the franchise video. It was like 45 minutes long.
Yeah. But
I think the first one was like Shogun.
Shogun was first. Okay, I think Rome might have been the second one then. Anyway, so I played Total War Rome. I don't know if that's actually even what it was called, but it was this was quite a few years ago, and I played them intermittently since, and they've just evolved nicely, and the Warhammer one has been a nice evolution of the series. Interestingly enough, the way it plays is a little different because, of course, you don't have giant bats and lizards with cannons on their back and things like that in previous ones.
They don't have those in Britain.
No, they didn't have the. I'm sorry if you're expect to have like King Arthur actually riding a dragon, probably not going to happen in that game.
Okay.
If it's a little more historically correct.
Yeah, and well, I remember because we're so used to my one friend and I playing Total Warhammer, and like he always played Empire.
Yeah.
Carl Franz just being a beast.
Yeah.
You just send him in. Well, him and another friend were playing Shogun, and he just threw his general in. His general just died because
it's just like
they're just it's a regular guy.
Yeah,
it's just like the leader.
Yeah,
and they can't just tank an entire army by themselves like that one hero Timmy did.
Exactly.
If you remember that?
Yes, I remember Timmy. Man, what did he do? Was it 3 fights or something like that before Timmy finally went down?
No, like I've had some pretty crazy battles with like Norska and with who was I just playing as? Like, Tomb Kings.
Okay, the Tomb Kings.
The Tomb Kings. I had like 2 like the battle came down to like 2 units against 2 units.
Nice.
And my crazy big like walking sphinx kind of thing just won me the fight basically.
Nice.
And yeah, it was a crazy battle. Tomb Kings expansion. Do you have 2?
I do not have it yet.
Okay.
I actually, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because normally I buy 3 or 4 games every month, give or take. I'll buy a couple of crappy little ones I expect to play for one day, and then I'll get a big release. It's kind of my usual thing, depending on how it goes, because I want to get at least one game that's going to say have 20 or 30 hours, so it'll take me a couple of weekends to beat. This month, I actually haven't really done that, and it's kind of funny, we're getting near to the end of the month now, and I was doing my banking, I'm like, I've still got like $200 I can blow on crap this month. I'm just like, just did my taxes, so that's all done and stuff and everything, and I'm like, there's a little bit of money here, not a whole lot, so that actually might be my next purchase. I'm trying to clear, I'm almost done Final Fantasy 15.
Right.
I should say, I'm almost done all the side quests, and then I'm going to, I only got like to chapter 10 in the main story or something, but I want to finish all the side quests and hunts, so I'm kind of enjoying that, and I'm going to move on. But anyway, no, I don't have 2 yet. It's on my list.
Yeah, very good game.
On my list.
And I've been playing the Mortal Empires and Mortal Realms, where it's both maps combined.
Yeah.
And I heard that it's actually meant to be a trilogy. So there will be a 3rd game, which will add another whole section of the map and new factions.
I'm trying to think of who we don't have yet, because we've got
Chaos Dwarves. I've heard. Just like Daemons and.
I hope they bring in. They've actually brought a new faction into the tabletop game, which would be cool. They're called the Ionith Deepkin.
Yeah,
they're
I
like
saw them.
sea elves that ride sharks and giant turtles and shit, and that would be fun.
I don't know if they would, because it seems like they're going with like the original. I don't know. There's nothing from like Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, I think it's all supposed to be pre-Age of Sigmar stuff. So
it's all. It seems like it's that. So I don't know if we'd see them, but.
Yeah, well, I actually read they had just because of the success of the first one, they were actually granted more creative license. So the first one, they had to stick very strictly to the established lore.
These are the units. This is the lore.
Exactly.
This is what they can do.
Whereas because the first one was so successful, and so apparently, and again, this is just an article I read online, so who knows? But apparently, they were given a lot more creative leeway for Total War Warhammer 2 to say, okay, you can include original characters if you want to throw in a race of your own or something like that. So we might see a little more departure there, just because the first one was so successful. And if they don't allow some creativity, then once they've got them done, then it's done, right? And obviously, Games Workshop wants the dollars to keep rolling in.
If it's a successful franchise, they wanna milk that.
Well, and they don't even have to do anything, right?
No.
They're just licensing it. They just take 1% or something or whatever it is. So they're just like, oh, here's free money. You know, why can't we have more free money?
Like, I'm very much enjoying the series, and I can't wait until it's all one huge campaign that will take like a year to beat.
Yes.
But no, the
well, we never got around to finishing our vampire counts.
No, I think
Co-op.
I've only ever like
co-op takes so much longer.
It takes so much longer
because you have to kind of strategize with the other person. Whereas by yourself, you just think, okay, I'm going to put this guy here, and he'll move over here. Difference, you kind of be like, well, do you want to go there or should I go there? And it's like, oh, all the guys are coming this way. Do you want to come help me fight them? And
when I was playing with my other friend, it always turns into us drawing lines on the map and being like, okay, you control to the west of this, I'll get to the east of it. And then we have all these grand plans, and because he plays Empire, he gets caught up in the Vampire Vietnam, as we like to call it.
Vampire Vietnam.
And he just gets, like, just so slowed down on his expansion.
Down in the Vampire
Vampire Vietnam. And I think I was the Wood Elves, and I just took everything. Like, I owned almost all the rest of the map.
Like the whole southern...
I owned all of the north.
Okay.
And looped around, and I had like 300,000 gold in the bank at the end of the game.
Nice.
Something ridiculous, and like 6 armies that was just full of stuff. Like I had one army I think was just all dragons.
I was gonna say big armies for the Wood Elves too, because they have powerful units. So if you had a full squad of them.
They were very, very strong. Like you get like a couple branch wraiths and some treekin and a few tree men, and like you're tanky as hell.
Just running through the enemy like a pedophile through a daycare center.
Not even running, like you just stand there and they die of exhaustion trying to kill you.
To kill you. There you go.
No, yeah, Tomb Kings is fun. The weird mechanic with Tomb Kings is that you don't pay upkeep on the units. You can just only have so many of certain units based on the buildings. So you want to expand, and then you get you have like 6 different dynasties that you can research, and every time you research one, you get a 30% increase to your research rate.
Yeah.
So that it slows you down, and every time you finish one of the dynasties, you get one more lord. So as you research more, you get more lords, and then you can have like pretty much an infinite number of just skeleton or skeletons with swords or spears. But then, like, to get any decent units, you need to have the buildings for it. So I
was gonna say, skeletons with spears are not known throughout history as being terribly effective.
No, they're pretty useless.
They're pretty useless. So they're kind of an anti-turtle. You have to expand.
You have to expand. If you don't research, well, you need to research obviously, but if you're not expanding, you might have a bunch of armies, but it's going to be filled with skeletons. Useless units.
More and more skeletons.
Like, it might look like it's like, oh, he has a 20 stack. No, it's all just well, not like meat bags. There's just bones.
I was gonna say there's no meat on those meat bags. Bags of bones.
But they're just meant to kind of fill in the army and help you out early on, but they're beast, like they're large unit beast units. Yeah. Oh, they're so cool.
Nice.
Their magic's really cool and great faction. When I first played them, I kind of hated them, but then I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. They're very cool, and I think they're really fun to play. And,
does it make you sad that they don't exist in tabletop anymore?
Yeah, because I was like, ooh, man, if I could have this kind of thing, and that's what I always think. Like, I played Bretonia in one of our co-op campaigns. Yeah. I was like, oh man, it'd be cool to just have like regular humans and like have some spearmen and some cool cavalry. And it's like, oh yeah, like that doesn't exist anymore. Or I played a High Elf campaign, and they are my favorite faction now. Yeah. They have like a diplomacy option where you can just make other people like you or make other people hate other people. Okay. So you're just like playing the court of the High Elves and all this, and using your influence on other factions. Yeah. And they're pretty rank and file, but it's so cool. Like, their archers are amazing. They got different varieties of armored archers. Their cavalry are awesome, and I used to collect them as a kid. And I have them at home. And I was like, oh man, it'd be nice to like do these up and like do. I'm like, oh yeah, but you can't. Like, I would never be able to fill out the rest of my army that I had from childhood, but because they just don't exist anymore. Yeah, no, now they're part of Order, I think. Like they have like some chariots and some white lions and I think some sword masters, but there's no, I don't know, it's not like a real. Yeah, it's not a real faction. It's not a real faction. They really got shuffled up. Yeah. There's like, and same with like, I don't even think there's dark elves anymore. Again, all units you can play them, but they're usually just now, a lot of them, like again, Bretonians are a sub-faction of just the general Order guys. Yeah. Tomb Kings you can still play them as Death, but they're you don't have any of the cool new models. No, and their rules will not receive updates. So it's just like whatever they're stuck with is they're stuck with. Mm-hmm. And they really weren't. They kind of hit a lot of them with the nerf bat pretty bad, just so that I think basically so people stop playing them and buy the new stuff. Buy the new stuff. Buy the new stuff. Not because we can always hold out hope that they get revived. I just can't stand those Storm Eternal guys. They just Storm the Sigmarines. Yeah, they look like Space Marines in the past. It's ridiculous. They are kind of ridiculous. I do not like them at all. I just don't. They're just a dumb design because it's like we don't need power armor soldiers in medieval times, and that's basically what you're getting. It's like, yeah, have some cool knights or something with like big plate armor and stuff. Like a lot of the Chaos guys have that full plate spiky look, and that looks cool. It works for the setting. Badass on them, but no, the Sigmarines. The Everchosen model though, like so good. The new one, yeah, he's pretty badass. Oh, it's great, but he's also incredibly badass on the tabletop too. If you actually use him. He's a fire magnet when he comes out, but he is pretty badass. Yeah. No, I don't know. Because I did buy. I bought some Sylvaneth stuff. Yeah. But I never played. Did you ever put it together? Or, I put some of it together, but I never really. Because I bought it like a little bit at a time. Yeah. I don't even think I have enough really to field the proper army. Okay. So, I don't know. Just have them paint them up. I have some stuff painted up that I'll just keep on display. Yeah, sometime, but
They do look really cool. The Sylvaneth have a lot of detail on their models.
The tree men are cool, and I really like them. They're the only ones I could really like until the steampunk sky dwarves came out. I thought they were pretty cool. Yeah. But then I don't know. I would really like just regular dwarves. Like, I played a Dwarven campaign in Total Warhammer, and like having the organ guns and thunderers and all the other cool Dwarven stuff's just so cool that I would love to have in miniature form.
Just need some dwarfs. Well, yeah. Interestingly enough, it's odd now. I can't think of any. Maybe Kings of War has a faction for them, but for tabletop stuff, I can't think of any games that really have just like, so you want to have some dwarfs come out and fuck some stuff up with axes and whatnot. Like, it's just not really a thing right now, which is a shame because that's kind of the classic thing. It's like, get me some dwarves with a big axe or a hammer and go to town. But yeah, no, that's Total War. I really hope they continue with that, and I actually hope they continue to do. I hope they continue to do experimental franchises like that. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the historicals.
Yeah.
I would love to see, I would even see like a futuristic, like Total War 40K. You know what I mean? Where you can command like squads of Marines and stuff like that around, you know?
Well, Dawn of War kind of does that. But
the old Dawn of War.
The old Dawn of Wars did that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I bought the new Dawn of War because it was on sale for like $10.
Well, it's worth $10.
So
I'll give it that.
It was like for $10, I'll try it out. But
I bought it and refunded it originally because it's ass faggots.
Yeah.
I believe is the term they call for the MOBA type ones for people who don't like them, and I generally don't like them. So it's just more ass faggots. No offense to any ass faggots out there.
It would be cool if they could do Total War as 40K, where you build out, like, you get all
like
your
actually
tanks
campaign,
and camports.
Have
a campaign rather than just a skirmish or like a linear campaign like they have in Dawn of War. I would love to see a really well-made 40K game. Like, I guess it would work. It would pretty much the same. It would just be a lot more range combat.
Yeah.
But
it depends on the factions. I mean, in 40K, you've got a lot of Chaos guys who are up close. You've got orcs who love to come in. And
there's a lot of melee, but for a lot of it, like, it's going to be a lot of shooting.
It would but it would work because Total War has good with the concealment system and stuff like that. So I think because again, even for some of the Total War guys, like if you're playing the Wood Elves, for example, you're going not a lot of melee. You know what I mean?
Oh no! When I played Wood Elves, I didn't have any archers because I had
really? You went straight up.
No, I had all trees.
Nice.
I played as Durthu, and I just had all trees and branch wraiths. Nice. I didn't have any ranged.
Okay, fair enough.
Like when I would do a siege, I just broke the door down
just set
with
the trees
all my
up
tree
the door,
guys and just walked in.
Kind of like
I never built a battering ram.
When we were playing the vampires and we just sent in those big
Vargulfs.
Yeah. It's just like we didn't build a single battering ram.
It's like with the lizardmen. Like you just send in some sort of dinosaur at your gate and knock it down. Like you don't need battering rams with a lot of factions.
Yeah.
And the tree king can't climb walls. Like nothing could climb walls, so it was just
knock over the door,
pile through the door. Or a lot of the time, because of how strong my army was, I could just auto-resolve it, and I almost was favored in every siege because I was so tanky, and like fighting it would just be a very long, hard pain trying to, like, you get in so close, but like you're trying to get through the gate.
I would hate to be the guy on the other side of that fucking door.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there, a big fucking tree just comes right through your door and then hits you in the face with a branch or something.
Well, I had a funny moment. I forget who I was fighting against, but I was playing the dwarves, and right behind my gate, I put a bunch of my artillery, and as soon as the door opened, everything in front of the door just died. Like I had like 3 things of artillery just fired right through the door as soon as it opened, knocked over and killed everyone in the doorway. I was like, that was sweet.
Nice.
I think I recorded it because it was really cool moment. But yeah, no, I'm really loving the whole Warhammer franchise right now. We've been playing Dawn of War Retribution 2, a buddy of mine, and then
I like
we got into Battlefleet Gothic Armada.
Okay.
That game's fun.
That game is a blast. I got a little sick of it after a while because I felt after a while get a little samey.
Yeah.
But the actual cons, I love the tactical shifts. It's like, okay, you can't just be like fire torpedoes. You have to be like, okay, he's moving at about this speed.
Yeah, you got to line it
around. I got to line up my torpedoes. And I love the stuff you can have where it's like boarding torpedoes. You just put guys into torpedoes and shoot them into the other ships.
Or you'll see like a little goblin just flying through space at your ship. The orcs were so annoying in the cruiser missions or the convoy missions where you have to get across like transport ships because they just ram you. And There's not much you can do against it after you've used like one brace because the cooldown's too long.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I'm excited. There's a second one coming out maybe next year or maybe late this year.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Hopefully they can balance. They're going to have 12 factions. Hopefully they can balance it all. But based on the track record from the last game in balancing, apparently it's not so great. So we'll see what happens.
The online was kind of, I think what was it, Nova Cannons or something dominated the thing because they can shoot across the map. And
like that's in single player campaign, that's what I put on most of my ships. And it's like, battle starts. There's a few little weaker, like Eldar I just destroyed.
Yeah.
They're little weaker ships, just boom, boom, boom. All right, now it's just the big ship that just kind of like just defies all laws of physics and just like deeks around.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it'd be interesting. I think though that game, it's kind of over the top. I think they more care about the campaigns than the multiplayer, so the balance isn't quite as huge an issue.
I really, I don't think I would care that much about the campaign, or sorry, the multiplayer. Like it'd be fun if it's balanced for when you do play it, but I just want to have some sweet ships and do battle.
Yeah, but it's been a good few years for Warhammer video games, with the exception of Dawn of War 3, which is kind of... Well, there's been a lot of crappy ones. I mean, I actually buy probably 80% of the ones that come out, because the problem is Games Workshop, basically, anyone who can pay them, they give their license to. Like, they don't vet the company to say, like, oh, you've done some cool strategy games, or you've done cool shooters first. So sometimes you end up with really cool stuff, like Total Warhammer, or... Battlefleet Gothic, and sometimes you end up with crap like Eternal Crusade or
and like I heard about that game for so much. There was one of the developers of that game was on a role playing show I watched on Twitch, and he was always like going on talking about it. I never really looked into it because I wasn't too big into 40K.
Yeah.
And then like I saw it come out, I'm like, man, like I feel bad for that guy. Like this game looks like trash.
It looks
like
he
trash. He left that company like before it was out, but
looks like trash. Plays like trash. I was hugely hyped for it because here's the thing. Did you ever play PlanetSide or PlanetSide 2?
No.
For those who haven't, okay, I'll fill you in. It's basically a single... Well, there's 3 continents. I think there's 4 now. And it's a persistent world, meaning that the whole continent, potentially hundreds, maybe even thousands of players, depending on the server size, can play at once. So you can get 300-man infantry battles with tanks and air support and all that stuff coming in. And what you take stays until someone takes it back, except on server resets. Then they just give a third to each faction because there's 3 major factions. And they're pretty well balanced. But when Eternal Crusade first came out, it was basically, they said, okay, we're basically making PlanetSide for 40K. So you're going to have persistent maps. You know, if the orcs take over this section of the map, people have to take it back.
So was it going to be like Imperium, Eldar, orcs, or
I think was the original breakdown was Imperium, Imperium, Chaos, Eldar, and orcs were going to be the original factions, because Chaos is they don't have to balance it because they're basically just Imperium with different look in the game. And then I think they were going to have Eldar and orcs, and the orcs were going to be the free to play faction, and then you had to pay premium to unlock the other ones. And then there were supposed to be Tyranids, which are like these monsters, which were supposed to be like they just killed anyone who came near them. And then the game first came out, and it was just a few maps, and they were shittily designed. The graphics looked not terrible, but 5 to 10 years old. Like, they were decent.
I remember seeing a trailer. I'm like, wait, this game came out in
2017 or
whatever year, like 2016.
I think 2015 is when I got in on the alpha. It might be 2014.
No, it looked outdated as soon as it came out.
Well, here's the thing. Let me give you an example of some. So the big thing that it turned into that everyone hated them for it is this. It's just a map-based checkpoint game. So a lot like Domination in a or whatever in a Battlefield or a Call of Duty, where it's just like 4 points you have to take or you have to push forward for the points. There's no persistent world at all. So they never even got that far. It's just a classic, okay, 20 guys on this team, 20 guys on this team fight in this map. And it's just, the stuff in it sucks so much. There was no free-to-play option. People who bought in early, like myself, just got screwed. But let me give you an idea of one of the designs of the maps. So the attacking player team, they start in kind of a pit, and there's like this big factory you're trying to rush into and take A, B, C, D points. Mm-hmm. There are 2 sniper spots in towers that can only be accessed from the back. So unless you have a jetpack, only the defenders. Do you know what you can shoot at from these sniper spots? And the only thing you can shoot at from these sniper points?
The spawn point?
The enemy spawn. There is literally nothing to shoot at except into the enemy's spawn. So they designed a map with points that can do nothing but spawn camp. Okay? So they're not only encouraging it, but if you fly to one of these towers or run out to them, there is nothing to do from them but spawn camp. For some reason, heavy plasma guns are the most accurate weapon in the game, and sniper rifles are actually used best by not aiming, but just rapid firing them like a machine gun in close range because they have a higher damage per shot. Just stupid stuff like that. They put in these cool finishing moves. Did you ever play the game Space Marine?
Yeah.
You know, cool finishing moves to get health. So they put those into this. Whereas in Space Marine, they were a useful thing that refilled your health. In this, they just lock you into an animation that anyone can shoot you out of while you're doing it. So you'll be like executing someone and be like, die, traitor! And like 16 other guys are shooting you while it's going on. Anyway, it was just a big clusterfuck, a horrible thing. And more importantly, that pissed me off was they lied. Because I bought into the early access package. I think it was $80. Like, I paid a full premium price because I'm like, I want to support this. This looks awesome. And by the time... I don't even think the Steam refund policy as it exists now was a thing then, but even by the time it had advanced long enough for me to be like, this is garbage, I don't want it, there's no way I was getting my money back. So that was, I was a little sad about that, because I actually really enjoyed that game. I thought it was, or enjoyed that concept rather, I thought it was a really good potential, because I would love to see it.
It's a great universe, and there's so much good ideas that you can, like, you can make any game into any kind of Games Workshop game. Like
just about. Strategy, RPG, shooter... Just a puzzle game.
You know what we need? We need 40k rabbits.
40k rabbits? There we go.
That's what Ubisoft and Games Workshop need to come together on.
This is the thing that surprised me, that no major publisher has... Because they license it to all these shitty indie studios. I'm not saying that this is the best idea, but why hasn't EA or Ubisoft or Bethesda or somebody... bought, do you know what I would love? A fucking 40k Fallout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just, in this shitty universe, and you're trying to,
survive.
It's a world where Chaos and the Eldar and Orcs are all on this shitty planet, and you're just a dude, maybe a guardsman, or even just a non-aligned guy trying to survive in this shitty, because they basically already got the Brotherhood of Steel are basically Space Marines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The other thing, too, is if a major studio wanted to pick up that franchise, you know how much monetization options there are for if you wanted to put cosmetics in, you got a lot of cosmetics. You want some spiky bits, you want some skulls on your armor,
exactly.
Boom, they're you can monetize the shit. It's gonna be a shitty game, and I hope they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But if you were thinking hey, this is a pretty cool idea, you got a lot of options.
You got a lot of options for that.
For filling it full of all the modern gaming bullshit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if you do this, make it a good game. Guys, I'd say Bethesda do it, because they generally make pretty solid games.
Yeah.
If EA or someone does it, don't fuck the pooch, guys, because you can still make a good game and include cosmetic bullshit for sale. So, that's... But yeah, I would love to see... We've turned... I've just realized we've turned from the fuck Battle Royale episode into the we love Games Workshop episode.
Yeah, it is.
We've just got the big Games Workshop cock in our face. We're just sucking the whole time as we go.
Give me plastic.
Give me plastic. We're literally trying to suck plastic out of Games Workshop.
Just right out of the nozzle of the miniature factory. Want to suck Games Workshop plastic.
In all seriousness, though, it is a great universe, and we need more good games in it.
You could do Space Marine Battle Royale.
I could see that, where everyone's a different faction.
Chain swords and thunder hammers and melta-guns and all kinds of rocket launchers and crazy shit around.
And the universe in that actually makes sense for guys to be fighting their own teams.
Yeah.
You could do that. Just have it be you crash, instead of a plane at the start.
Yeah, everyone starts in their own fucking drop pod and
it
just randomly shoots you out everywhere.
Yeah.
Or one drop pod falls and there's maybe you and 5 other people are on a drop pod, and you got to fight the rest of your drop pod first.
Yeah.
Just hand-to-hand combat, and then the winner of that drop
pod
moves on to
lose. Yeah,
there's a few things on the side of the pod, And I think we just came up with the best battle royale.
There we go.
Just drop pods coming in, and
well, games licensing from Games Workshop doesn't cost that much.
We could probably license this game. And you know what? Like we have no, I don't know. I have no game development skills. I don't know if you do.
I used RPG Maker back in the early 2000s.
So based on this level of skill, we could put out a game. Like, you don't have to put out a game like early access. It can be buggy and broken as fuck, like PUBG has shown.
Yeah. If PUBG has proved anything, it's that you don't actually need to know how to make a game. You can just sell a concept.
I'm just gonna sell the concept. People will like it, but we're gonna fill it with skins when the game first comes out.
Yeah.
And make sure we get all that skin money.
Yeah. All we need to do is get a course on how to make the
skins.
basic map and skins.
Yeah.
And then we sell the skins to hire real developers.
Yes.
And then we have them make the rest of the game. And if the game sells,
turn off the podcast. We gotta start this. Turn it off. We're gonna delete this part. This is our.
We're gonna cut this part out.
This is our $1 million idea. So if you're joining us now, don't worry about any conversation that happened just previously.
Yeah. Ignore what you heard for the last 2 minutes of.
From the Gapper division of the Saturday morning Fragcast. But we got big ideas. So hey, if any game developers want to come on board.
By the way, if anyone has experience making battle royale type games,
when we get that money, let us know. We'll hire you.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see what kind of pile of garbage we can put together in the meantime.
In all seriousness, though, I would buy the shit out of that.
What if we do just claymation style animations, but with our own miniatures?
Yeah, we'll just magnetize the joints, and we will do claymation.
Just kind of like stop motion, all our animations. It will look like
it'll look like an N64 beat 'em up game. Those old claymation ones.
That old claymation game was the best. I don't remember what it was called, but
Clay Fighter.
Was it Clay Fighter? I have very nice memories of that game in my mind right now.
Yes, no, that was a fun one.
But I think that's what the future of battle royale games is.
There we go. Well, the future, as long it can't get any worse in terms of quality assurance and development cycles.
So let's start the rumor mill here. Word on the street is
that rumor mill grinding up.
Word on the street is the new Call of Duty is apparently it was going to have a single player campaign. And it was going to be some sort of weird time traveling dimension weird shit. They're probably just gonna rip off Titanfall 2. But then I guess it got too complicated and they just said fuck it, we're not gonna have a single player campaign. Most of my friends,
Black
most
Ops
people
with no single player campaign. Not that the other ones were great, but they at least had
most people I know that play those games never played the single player. I always play single player, but a lot of people don't play it. They always want the multiplayer. So I can see why they would do it. Because it's a lot of money and assets you got to spend on making a single player. But then you're just going to pull all those maps from single player and turn them into multiplayer maps anyways. But no, so apparently it's going to be a hero shooter.
A hero shooter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they need to compete. They want to make the next Overwatch when their company owns Overwatch. So, yeah, they're going to compete with themselves with the hero shooter thing. So it's going to be a hero shooter. Apparently it was very complicated, but they're toning it back. So it's going to be this weird hero shooter, but there's also going to be a battle royale mode in the new Call of Duty. So it's going to be a battle royale hero shooter, some pile of fucking Call of Duty garbage. So
well, let's break that down a little, because I think that deserves a touch of delving into. So the first thing I'll say is Call of Duty games were almost hero shooters to begin with, because with the way you customized your guy and your loadout and everything, to be honest. Especially the earlier ones when you had stuff like Juggernaut and all that stuff. The newer ones, not quite as much. They always were...
The newer ones, though, when I played them at a friend's house, the new ones, they have, special super abilities.
Yeah.
But apparently now, this new one, their ability is going to define their whole character.
Okay, so it's going to be much closer to that ultimate ability from Overwatch kind of thing.
Instead of being my move is I do spikes, plus I have this gun, it's going to be this is my gun loadout. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of information.
I suspect if I were to guess, and let's speculate since we are grinding up that we're...
This is all bull... I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I would suspect they're going to tie kill streaks to characters, and thus basically the equivalent of running your ultimate or whatever from Overwatch is going to be a kill. So, if you want the airstrike, only Bob gets airstrikes.
Yeah.
Only Jim gets the attack dogs. Only Jill gets the spy plane or whatever, whatever they make them. So that would be my guess. Now the other thing I wanted to mention, well, you mentioned the Battle Royale mode. One thing Call of Duty has always done successfully for a very long time is made stupid offset modes make them shit tons of money.
Yeah.
Nazi Zombies has made Call of Duty more money than the actual Call of Duty games have, for sure.
Probably.
So the idea of them saying, let's throw in a
because
Battle
once
Royale
the game
mode,
comes out, probably most of their population doesn't play the single player.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of the population plays a little bit, but they're selling they always sold a lot of DLCs of the Nazi Zombie mode.
Yeah.
And we're even not allowed to call Nazi Zombies anymore?
I don't know. Well, it hasn't been Nazi Zombies for a while. It's just
Call of Duty Zombies.
But it started with Nazi Zombies.
Probably not even allowed to call it Nazi Zombies anymore.
Yeah.
So
since there's an actual game called Nazi Zombies.
Yeah.
It's actually a trilogy, if I remember correctly, because I saw it for sale on Steam the other day, the Nazi Zombie trilogy.
No, it's just you're not allowed to say Nazis anymore. You're not allowed to have Nazi imagery in your World War II game anymore.
Oh yeah,
remember
that's
that?
true.
Remember that whole controversy?
Oh yeah, no. If you're releasing on Apple, you can't have Confederate flags in your Civil War game. You can't have swastikas in your World War II game. I don't know what else you're not going to be allowed to have, but you're not allowed to have that sort of offensive imagery. What was it? Was it Wolfenstein where they cut the swastika or something?
No, Wolfenstein had it.
Not Wolfenstein. There was another game. It was another. Anyway, yeah. Here's the thing: if you're putting swastikas in a game and it makes sense to put them in a game, put fucking swastikas in your game.
Yeah. But if you're making white powered neo-Nazi the video game, no, that's not cool.
Well, the thing is, you should still put swastikas in it so we know you're an asshole and then we're not going to buy your game.
Yeah.
Right? But this is the point. If you're making a game about World War II, you should have swastikas in it and they should call them Nazis because you're shooting Nazis. Or Italians or whatever else you're shooting. I mean, there were other people to shoot in World War II than just Nazis, but we really want to shoot the Nazis. That's what it's about.
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
And the same thing, if you're making a Civil War game, they should have the Confederate flag because that's who we're there to shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I don't know. Who knows what they're gonna do with this Call of Duty? I probably will not buy. I haven't bought really a Call of Duty game since I did buy the remaster of Call of Duty 4.
Yes.
When it came out on its own.
Yes.
On sale.
Yeah. The last.
I still kind of regret buying that because we only played it for a few days, and then we're just like, this was fun years ago.
The last one I actually bought was Black Ops 2. Actually, I shouldn't lie. I bought Black Ops 3, but I refunded it. I bought Black Ops 2, and I actually bought it on PC with all of the DLCs. It actually ended up costing me $80. But it was because I had enjoyed it so much on PlayStation 2, I wanted to go back and play it again with a mouse and keyboard. Because I had come up on that one playing with joysticks. I can't play first-person shooters with joysticks anymore. It's just not possible for me because I'm just like, fuck, the mouse should be, it's instantaneously, let's just leisurely go across here. Oh, I overshot by 2 inches. But anyway. So that was the last Call of Duty I bought. And I still actually enjoyed it for PC, but obviously since it's pretty old, there's a very dwindling player base, and I just got my ass kicked repeatedly because I used to be pretty good at it, but the people who were playing it were the people who had been playing it for 10 years or whatever, you know what I mean? So they whooped my ass pretty badly. But yeah, so that's the...
Speaking of World War II games,
yes.
I saw, fuck the rest of that Call of Duty stuff, but...
Yeah.
I saw this game on Twitch. I don't know... I think it was, I don't know, it looked like it was just streamers had it.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't find any download or pre-purchase or anything for it, but it was called Hell Let Loose. Have you seen
Hell
this
Let
game?
Loose, I have not actually.
So do you know the game Squad?
I am familiar with it, I have not played it.
Okay, so it looks like it's going to be kind of like Squad.
Okay.
But set in World War II.
Yeah.
It's using the Unreal 4 engine.
Okay.
And yeah, it looks like it's, I think it was 6-man platoons that you play in.
Okay.
You can set up respawn points. There's going to be vehicles. I didn't see any in the build they have right now, but you play as either Axis or Allied. You have your different weapons.
Yeah.
And it's a large map. I forget the kilometer size of the map, but it's very large. And it's, I think it was 50 on 50.
Okay.
And you got to take different capture points. And whenever that game comes out, I want to play it because it looked great. The weapons all sounded good, looked good. Like one hit kills pretty much. You don't know where it's from.
Yeah.
Hiding in hedgerows and trying to set up and throwing grenades and covering fire and trying to take objectives. It looks like it's going to be a really fun game. Did you ever play Tannenberg?
No, I haven't played Tannenberg.
That's one of my go-tos.
Okay.
It's like a It's not it's like a Verdun.
Okay.
So just different theater of war.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this game looks a lot better graphically better than that game, and looks like it's going to handle better than that game.
Excellent.
But no, it just looks like a fun World War II game, and
I'd like to see
it'll be cool with the vehicles once they're put into it.
Yeah, this sounds kind of dumb. I would like to see a modern World War II game, because a lot of these franchises, your Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, all that kind of stuff, Battlefield, they started in World War II.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would love to see someone do, because I actually enjoyed Battlefield 1 a fair bit.
Yeah, Battlefield 1 was fun.
I would like to see someone do for that a World War II, but a little more accurate with the guns, because I don't want everyone to have frickin' submachine guns. That was my big fault with that game, is I got a little sick and tired of everyone. It looked cooler, but in the end it played very similar to previous ones.
Yeah, with the Battlefield 1, it was a lot of like SMGs and like semi-automatic rifles, and yeah, I don't know, like, what did I play as? I just played as I always had to play as the LMG guy.
Yeah.
But
I like the tank.
I can't whenever the like Battlefield reboot of World War II comes out, I just want to get me like an MG42 or some kind of gun like that, and just sit up in a building and mow down everyone in the street.
Dudes, yeah, I would play that.
No, it'd be cool. Like, get all the, because like the vehicles, like they handled too well and were so accurate for like the time. It just didn't make sense how well the vehicles were and a lot of the weapons. But it won't, like, I don't know. You almost would have to like to do that one right, to get World War I right again. You'd almost have to like restrict the weapons, like, in your team or squad. Like, you could only have so many of a certain weapon. Yeah. So it's felt more like this Hell Let Loose game. You're only able, like, you have a commander, you have a machine gunner, you have like a rifleman. You have your squad filled out. Like,
I would like to see more restrictions like that on team-based games, to say, okay, look, get good, because again, you play your modern ones, and although technically you may have different roles, they mostly play the same in terms of your firepower, right? So, if you're playing Battlefield 4, okay, whether you're the medic or the engineer or anything else, but you can still run up and shoot people just as well. I would like to see a game where some guy, okay, he's got the machine gun, he's slow as fuck, he can't hit shit while he's moving.
In the Hell Let Loose game, the medic has a pistol. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Have the machine gunner be like, he can't hit shit while he's moving, he's got to set a spot and guard it. Yeah. And then have the rifleman, okay, they're a little more mobile, but they don't have that kind of firepower. And then, like, the commander, okay, he's got a pistol, but he can call in airstrikes or whatever. Like, that to me is, I would love to see a little more, the roles are more important.
It'd be cool, because I was reading an article the other day, or a wiki page, about the different small arms doctrines of the Germans and of the Americans. Yeah. Where the Germans were more, we want to have LMGs that are guarded and supported by riflemen. Yeah. Where the Americans were more, we are going to be mainly riflemen with the support of LMGs. Okay. So if you can get that playstyle, like, kind of balance between the factions, that'd be pretty cool. That would be kind of neat. So you have like the actual, like, small arms doctrines of the different forces.
Yeah, a little more reflection of historical events.
Yeah, because they wanted to have as many machine guns so they could put out the biggest volume of fire. And then just guard. Yeah.
No, and that makes sense for when they were holding most of Europe.
Yeah.
So, how about a little bit of preview hype? Let's see what you think about some of these upcoming titles. All of these are games that are either recent releases or soon to be released, which I have not played yet. So we'll start and go from there and see what we think about those. This is one that was hyped for me for a long time, but now that I've seen the release, looks kind of flat, and that is Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, it looks very, I'll call it very PUBG, in the sense that the game probably should have been in development for another 6 months to a year before release.
Yeah.
Looks like there's not a lot to it. Like, it's kind of more gimmicky than staying power, though there'll probably be a billion streamers if it follows PUBG's example. So
no, like, it's kind of dead on Twitch.
Yeah.
Like, it was popular for the first 2 days, but even like a lot of the streamers were just like, nah, like, we've kind of already done everything in this game.
Yeah, like, it seems like there's not a lot left to do.
There's not a lot left to do. There's not much end game. Like, when we played, so I played when it was in alpha and in beta.
Yeah.
I haven't played the full game.
Yeah.
But when I first played it, when I first got on with my one buddy, you have to play with friends for that game to be fun. Like,
Yeah,
if you
it's
just
one
play
of
with
those
randoms,
games.
you're either just going to get people that won't listen, or you're not working together, or just screaming at you, or just complete idiots.
So it's a lot like playing Evolve with randoms. You just don't want to do it.
Yeah. So, or even people you know. But it's just like, okay, we get our ship,
Yeah.
we go out, we
Yep.
try to find treasure, but then we just get distracted because there's like a ship, and then we just fight the ship, and either you die
Yeah.
or you win, and then you've both fired so many cannonballs that you don't have any supplies, so if you don't go back to base and restock, if you get into another fight, you're dead. Like,
So
you just
basically,
get to run away.
So basically, you get to adventure and have one encounter and run back to base, and that's
Pretty much,
basically
like,
the game.
pretty much. Like, I'm sure it's changed now, but like I saw they got like sniper rifles now.
Okay.
And I think there was always the shotgun, or
Yeah.
the blunderbuss,
The
and then like
blunderbuss.
in a pistol.
Yeah.
But now there was like a sniper rifle, so like the ship battles just looked like everyone was just trying to snipe each other. The musical instruments were kind of always fun.
Yeah.
Like when we played, we got into an engagement with the other team.
Yeah.
In game chat, you can talk to the other players that give you close to them. It usually just ended up being like "fuck your mother" and curses and stuff as
Yeah.
as you were going by. But we ended up capturing a guy from the other ship. We put him in the brig.
Yeah.
There was no way to lock the door, so it was just like honor-based thing. So we guarded him, and then we were like interrogated him, and then he tried to lure us into a trap with his other teammates. But then like we kind of came to agreement between the two ships
Yeah.
that my one friend was our captain.
Yeah.
I think I was the first mate, and then everyone else we just ditched their ship.
Yeah.
We took all the supplies off their ship, put them onto our ship, and then we just rolled around as a team of 8 instead of 4,
Yeah.
and just demolished everybody.
Nice.
The only thing that sucked is when when the crew that was from the other ship would die,
Yeah.
you didn't respawn at that ship. We'd have to go pick them
Oh,
back
you have to
up.
go pick them back up.
Yeah, and when you get into combat, if you forgot your other teammates' names or what they look like, you might have some team fire because
they'll
their
just
name would
have
show up
the
in red.
enemy,
Like, there was no way to
enemy,
make an alliance.
thing. Yeah.
But
Which
yeah,
seems like a feature that would be sorely lacking.
yeah, it'd be pretty cool if you could do that. But it was kind of overpowered. Like it was
Yeah.
kind of overpowered having so much firepower.
Yeah, because everyone else has one ship and you've got two ships. Basically,
we can man all the guns and we can board and do all kinds of like stuff, whereas they have to have someone being the captain at the helm, then 2 guys on guns and like some of the. But like we were able to have like constant firepower going out and still bailing out our ship. But like that was fun. But then after that, it was just like. Okay, like without moments like that, like the community has to like make most of the story or make it happen.
And there's only so much of that to go around,
like,
right?
Once you do that once or twice, and it's like, okay, like what's the end game?
Yeah.
So I think it's free if I were to get Game Pass, and I haven't used my free trial of Game Pass, so maybe once the game's maybe been updated or they do more to it, but like who knows? Like maybe they don't even really update it that much, but they might just be like, yeah, whatever. It's a free game on Game Pass now, basically. Fuck it, we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I just that was one thing I've noticed with Ubisoft lately is like their games are like they don't kill their games.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people kill their games.
Yeah.
Ubisoft, like, they brought back Division. They're trying to bring back For Honor. Like, I've seen a lot of people on Twitch playing it. And
I actually have seen a little bit more For Honor gameplay.
I want to get For Honor again now.
I actually the only problem I had with that game was the netcode. Right, it was basically unplayable.
And they got dedicated servers now.
Yeah,
so there's
why they didn't in the first place
Yeah.
is kind of a okay.
There's a little bit of balancing issues with some of the DLC guys, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So I have it on my wish list. If it goes on sale, I'll probably pick it up.
Same.
And I don't know, get on that Viking faction is what I was on console, but I want to get it for PC. I don't want to go play it on console. I'd rather just get it on PC. But no, I would play that again. So we'll see what Sea of Thieves does. We'll see if Rare can support it and how far they can come with it. But now
there's a lot of potential there, but there's not a whole lot in the future, or that yet. It's all in the future.
Yeah, no, I had high hopes, and like we were almost gonna get it.
Yeah.
But
there you go.
No.
Anyway, moving on to some more hype. Have you seen Ni no Kuni 2, the second one yet? Revenant Kingdom?
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't play the first, and
Okay.
I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to do it.
It's kind of funny. I own the first. I have played very little of it because I got it, kind of a backstory with it. So it's based, the reason why it was hyped up originally is it's Studio Ghibli, right? So if you've seen any of the animations they've done, they were kind of like the Japanese Disney for many years. Until the main guy who ran it retired, and now his son runs it. It's not quite as good. But anyway, without getting into that, this is not an anime podcast. Basically,
anime is illegal.
There we go. Yeah, anime is banned here. But basically, the animation is done by this animation studio, and they have it much like Disney. It's great quality animation. So I bought the original one and played a little bit of it on PlayStation 3. And I lucked into it because it's one of those games now. I think if you buy it used, it ends up cost you $200 or something stupid on eBay, right? I think I got it for $12 used from an EB Games. But anyway, so I never really got into it. The new one looks good. It's apparently very highly reviewed. I like the look of it. Gameplay looks kind of fun, but just kind of hype. It looks kind of interesting to me. I like that kind of anime style, Japanese RPG. That's what got me into video gaming was the Japanese RPGs, you know, back from the very first Final Fantasy and kind of all the way up. Yeah. Not that every Final Fantasy in between was good, but from there. Here's probably the biggest one I think that's I've heard most about lately, God of War.
Yeah.
Sad for me, I do not have the console to play it on, so...
I do.
Yes.
I never played the other God of Wars. Because
really?
I never played them because I didn't own any other PlayStation. I guess I did have a PS2, but I never played God of War.
Yeah.
And I was such an Xbox idiot fanboy for a while, and I was just like, whatever, man, fuck that franchise.
Fuck that franchise.
And then, like... I don't know, I could buy it. I watched a little bit on Twitch. I'm like, oh, it looks pretty cool, but I'm like, do I want to play it? Like, I don't know what else. Well, what else I want to, like, I don't know. I got so many games on Steam I should play and should finish, but...
I know how you feel.
And it's like, oh, I got Thrones of Britannia coming out in 2 weeks now, and I want to play that, but... Yeah. I thought about buying it on Friday, because I watched some Twitch streams, and it looked pretty cool.
Well, the previous ones basically defined the genre. Like, for a long time before the term... I don't know who even started using it. It might have been Total Biscuit started using the term spectacle fighter. But, like, for a long time, that type of game was God of War clone.
Right.
Like, it really defined the
So what other games are like... So what, Darksiders would be like that?
Darksiders would be a good example.
I don't think I've played any of the games in that genre.
Let me just try and think what Darksiders. I had another one in my head just a second ago. What was the one I was thinking of? Devil May Cry is kind of in that same genre.
I was wondering if that would,
the best one of all of them, which is available for like $5 on Steam, is called Marlo Briggs and the Mask of Death. It is a low-budget, bad, corny written story, but excellent combat system in that thing. Anyone listening to this who has like $10 and likes that kind of game and either doesn't want to buy God of War 4 because it's too expensive right now or just wants more of that, Marlo Briggs and the Mask of Death. It's like this guy who like randomly finds like this ancient like Mayan death deity mask that gives him like superpowers, and then you run around and kill lots and lots of dudes.
Like the game looks beautiful.
It looks great.
It looks beautiful.
I'm worried that it's one of those ones where like every magazine and publication is like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I'm just like, usually when you see that across the board, it means someone's been paying for ads, so therefore we have to give it a good rating.
I've never really paid too much attention to reviews because their opinion, like the way they like games, are probably not the same as mine. And I just don't trust them.
I like to watch a video, like a 20-minute play video with commentary to kind of...
Yeah, like I either know I'm going to like a game, like, or I want to do my own research. I don't want to take someone's word for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been watching some streams. Like I've just been watching like kind of the beginning. I don't want to get any spoilers in case I did get it.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Because apparently the story is actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Adds some depth to the character other than mindless berserker.
So I haven't actually seen like the very start. Okay. I've just kind of seen like after whatever happens at the start. And a little bit, and then nothing else. Like, so I think I got in at a nice point in the story where nothing's spoiled. Like, I don't really know the story, but I can see how the game plays.
Yep.
But I don't know. Maybe I'll get it if it goes on sale like next year or something.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I like it, but the problem is spectacle fighters, that type of game's usually good for 5 or 10 hours at best. $80 for that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's just, it may be a great game. It's going to be just as great a game in a year if it is that. It's not like a multiplayer game where you say, okay, I have to get in on it while it's hot.
Yeah, you know it's not like, oh, like all my friends have this and like the community is so good right now. It's like, no, like I can wait until it's $40.
Exactly. That's probably
that
what I'm
ever
going to do. But it does look good. I like the look of it so far.
I'll probably get it at some point.
I don't know if you saw the little meme. I put it on Facebook where it's just like when you can't afford a new game, and it's just a picture of someone making Kratos in Skyrim with a beard and a face paint, and it's just creating it. So there's that.
He didn't have much dialogue. Everything I'd see, it would just be him like the kid would say something, and just be like, boy.
Yeah, that's pretty much true to the character.
Then in Twitch chat, every time he'd say it, there'd be like emotes, and it would just be like big arms, and then it was like boy, and like this, and it was just like boy. And then I saw someone title their stream, it was like Boy of War the next day. But
nice.
It's the memes, the Twitch memes are there for it.
Cool.
So
cool. What else we got coming up? Far Cry 5. I haven't bought it because I played Far Cry 3, and from what I understand, every Far Cry since has just been a slightly different variation of Far Cry 3. Don't get me wrong, I like Far Cry 3, and I actually played Far Cry 4. I didn't buy it, but it's the same game apparently. I don't know if you've taken a look at it yet, but even from all the videos, it's just like it's the same game.
Because I was like kind of hyped for it, but then it didn't come out like when it was supposed to.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, you know what? I really don't feel like playing it, but I guess I could play it. I think my friend that I game share on the Pleb Soul.
Yeah.
I think he bought it, so I could try it out if I wanted to.
Okay. Well, if you do give it a try,
I don't want to play it on console. I want to play it on PC.
Yeah, no.
But I would wait until like there's a sale on it to get
Same
it.
thing. They all the Far Cry, because like even the other day I saw 4 and Primal. I think we're both like $12 each or something.
Yeah, they were pretty cheap before 5 came out. But no, it looks fun. Like the dog companion looks cool.
Yeah.
The hunting seems like it could be cool. There's like the planes and dropping bombs and helicopters and all kinds of cool guns. Like it looks like a game I'd enjoy, like just even from the hunting, because I've been playing that Hunter Call of the Wild.
Yeah.
Like I got a lot of hours on that Hunter Call of the Wild game, and I actually just bought some DLC for that game. I bought the $4 ATV so I can get around quicker, and I got some other stupid stuff in that game. But I don't know, I just like to just chill out and just like sit in the bushes and meh. So if Far Cry can offer some hunting, it's just like I saw a guy who was like hunting for a brown bear or something.
Yeah.
But he was like hunting with an LMG. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of stupid, but it's also pretty cool.
Given how powerful the animals tend to be in Far Cry games, you might need an LMG to take out that bear with.
I saw a GIF of this bull moose. Great rack on this moose, by the way. Just smash the dog companion. This dog went flying. Buddy pulls out a bat and just bats the moose, and like the moose just goes like flying. Oh, okay, all right, yeah, that's a little
great physics there.
Immersion, like, but no, like it seems like it'd be cool, but definitely not a full price game. For me.
Exactly. Same. Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I want it.
I don't want to pay $80 for it.
No, because I've heard people calling it like Kingdom Bug Deliverance.
Yeah,
It's very buggy, so I think it just needs time to sale, and then I'll get it.
Exactly. It looks good for a freaking indie game. Holy shit! And apparently they've shipped like 1.5 million now. Nice. Something obscene. He had said like they did like 1 million in the first 48 hours or something. So for just an indie game, like this is an example. The people who did No Man's Sky, of a first-time studio starting up, need to take lessons from Warhorse, I believe is the name of the studio who did it, because
they didn't come out and be like, you can build your own castle, brick by brick, and you can do this, and you can do that, and I'm just going to tell you a whole bunch of shit that we can't possibly do in this game, and then that's what you're going to buy it for, and then you got to walk 45 minutes to get some beryllium or some stupid shit, and then back to fly with your spaceship to go do stupid shit.
Yeah.
I'm not salty about that at all or anything.
Yeah, no, that's one of the reasons I'm happy for Steam refunds.
Yeah. I definitely want to get that game. It's on my list. It's on my wish list. My wish list is ever growing.
Honestly,
Steam sale whenever probably June on the Equinox is usually when they happen. Yeah. So
even if it's still buggy, then if Kingdom Come goes down to like half price for like $35-$40, I'm gonna be on it all over.
I'll buy it. I'd buy it for like if it goes to like $40, I'll probably buy it.
Yeah, because I mean I bought buggy ass Bethesda open world games for full price before, so I shouldn't fault them for it. Civilization 6 just had an expansion a month or two ago. I haven't played it yet. I love the Civilization games. 5 is still the pinnacle of the series in my opinion. 6, I've looked at it. Apparently does not fix the AI issues. It adds a bunch of other stuff, but doesn't fix what is the biggest problem in that the computer acts like a blind, deaf, and dumb idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, you have no spies. I hate you. I can't build spies for another 200 years. I hate you. You have no spies. I respect your military might as you stomp on my cities. So,
I don't know. I played one campaign in one religion, and then I did one. I think I did it as. I forget who it was. Oh no, I spread Islam throughout the world.
Yeah.
And then I did one as like Norway.
Yeah.
I made it basically like just like a naval map.
Yeah.
So that I could have the might. And I did one as England too as well.
Cool.
I liked all the naval stuff.
Yeah.
I just wanted to build battleships.
Yeah. Not a bad game, but definitely had some flaws, and it looks like they haven't really stepped in to fix them yet. This is not the Brave New World.
Now that I've got into Total,
so
yeah. Now that I've got into Total War, though, I'm like,
a little less
can't really get into it, like, because it all just comes down to like a dice roll in combat.
That's
like
true.
You don't actually get to really control anything. Where
a game,
I like to be in control of the battle.
Yeah, a game you might like, a classic RTS. I don't know if you ever played Rise of Nations. Used to be one of my favorites. You would like it because it's got the civilization. You basically start Stone Age with that, and you go all the way up to modern age. But it's a real-time strategy, so you're still in control of the battles. But unlike a lot of games like that, like, if you play your Age of Empires and stuff, it's not a big span. It's like, okay, you go from a basic spearman up to an armored knight. This goes from guy with tomahawk up to fighter jets in real time. It's quite fun. It's really tough. I used to play it fairly competitively. It's a very fun game. And I might actually have an old disc-based copy that you could borrow if you want to give it a try.
We used to play Age of Empires a lot in communications class.
Yeah.
In college, my friend and I would just LAN up together and we'd be playing. But his skill level wasn't as great, so to help that out, we would always play with just a moat in the middle of the map. So I would just like tack as fast as I could to get landing craft to get my redcoats across.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he would be able to figure out how to build a base, but because we didn't have the moat, I would just like basically just rush him.
Just rush him and take the base out, eh?
Or sometimes I would build a base on his side of the moat and be like, oh no, I'm not over there yet. Like, and just like have like a huge I would build like one of those citadels on his side of the map. But yeah, no, it was a fun game.
Yep. And then Pillars of Eternity 2. Did you play the first?
No. There's like a little Pillars of Eternity 2 Dreadfire.
Dreadfire is the name.
Okay, yeah, I saw that on GOG on the front page.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that looks cool.
For pre-orders. I think it's out in June.
Yeah.
Play the first if you can. Apparently it's been a continuous story. I actually haven't finished it, so I have to go back and do it. It's, did you play Baldur's Gate? Any of those? Okay, so it's very similar. It was kickstarted to be like a successor to them. A little slow, I will say, if you're looking for games where you get super strong, super fast, and there's a ton of action all the time, not that game. A lot of story, character development, but in that same, we've got big maps to explore, sections of the world. Overall, though, very very solid game. I do highly recommend the first, so I am looking forward to the second. I missed the Kickstarter for it. I was kind of sad about that, but I'm not in the habit of kickstarting video games anymore. So
I guess I did kind of just kickstart that game last night, but there's another game I kickstarted. I don't even read the emails anymore from them because I'm like, this game's never happening, and I haven't even got an email from them in a while. It was supposed to be some like weird JRPG on PS4, but I don't think it's ever going to come out.
Did you? Was it Project Phoenix by any chance?
Yeah.
Yes, I kickstarted that one too. That was one of the first games I kickstarted. Oh, it's a JRPG revival, and we've got all of these guys in it.
Yeah, it's like here's our top team, and then like everyone left.
Everyone left because he couldn't afford to pay them. So
and
so now it's like
all right, guys, like the game, like we still got this cool game. But,
it's like update 256. I'm still working on it in my parents' basement. It'll eventually come out.
Hey, that's gonna be us one day. We're starting a Kickstarter for Warhammer 40,000 Battle Royale. Give us all your money. We have a great team. We're gonna have some big names on our team.
I saw a picture of Shigeru Miyamoto once in a magazine, so I'm just gonna copy that up and say he's on our team.
If we can kickstart enough, we could just get Cliffy B to come work with us.
There we go. Yeah, no, we're gonna get all that. We'll go grab Derek Smart while we're at it. And just we gotta have Todd Howard in on that.
Yeah,
one.
Todd Howard. There's gonna be a little bit of Skyrim integration.
Yeah,
into
exactly.
It.
There's an item in the game that just actually loads Skyrim and you play Skyrim with.
And if you can beat Skyrim before the game ends, you win the game.
Yeah. Well, no, you just get a dragon shout to use at people, and then that's it.
Yeah, if you can get in as far as you can until you unlock your Dragonborn powers, you get them in the game.
You can bring that in.
It's
but if someone runs up and sees you playing at the thing, they can just hit you with a club and you're done.
Thunderhammer you.
What was Battlefield Bad Company 2? I don't know if you played that one.
Yeah.
They had the little drone controller, and you'd just sit and you'd be like, "Buddy, guard me while I fly the drone."
Yeah, no, that's all we did. My friend Ugly Simon. We had call signs.
Ugly Simon.
I was Jaybird.
Jaybird.
And he was Slydog.
Slydog.
And I would be the drone pilot. He would be the sniper or recon with the C4.
Yeah.
Because friendly fire couldn't kill the drone, we would fill the drone with C4.
Yeah.
I would play as support. Yeah. So we'd have an ammo crate there.
Yeah.
I would fly the drone over. I'd tell him when. We would fly into a building or fly beside a tank.
Detonate
the C4. I would fly back. He would refill it, and we'd just keep doing that. Nice. Until the drone got shot down. And then we just chill there until the drone reset.
Until the drone reset.
But that was we called it Operation Papa Smurf.
Nice.
I don't know. Those are all our call signs and names. But that was one of our most fun things until... for another friend of mine in Battlefield 4, we would just do Dirt Bike Jihad, where we would glitch it so that the ammo crate would fall into the bike.
Yeah.
And then we'd just drive up to tanks on the one map with the dirt bike, throw C4, and then bike away, or we would just suicide bomb it.
Suicide bomb the tanks. There we go. And last but not least, actually two other things. First off, there was a new Dwarf Fortress release beginning of the month. I know you don't play Dwarf Fortress. It is still as full of bugs as always, but there's a bunch of new stuff. Fun release. If you haven't checked Bay 12 in a while and you're a player, go check it out. It's fun. And lastly but not least, we're only a couple months away from our annual E3 extravaganza.
Yeah.
With our frequency, that may very well be the next podcast. Hopefully it's not. We'll have one of the next weeks.
I can guarantee you right now, okay, listeners, we will do at least 1 to no episodes before then.
There will be 0 to 1 episodes at least before the next.
When is it?
E3.
Third week of June?
Third week of June. I think
okay,
it's 18,
I'm
11th,
on vacation for a little bit of time in between there, but we'll get another
we'll get another one in, okay.
Yeah, we will.
But I am looking forward to that. It does, honestly... E3 I watch more to snark at it and to enjoy commentary than to actually watch because
the cringe.
It is about the cringe because honestly there's games we talked about on our inaugural E3 episode a couple years ago.
You mean episode 3? This is what, episode 4?
Yeah, exactly.
Or, sorry, episode 1. This is like episode 4 now.
Yeah, I think we're up to. I think this is 7 or 8 actually, but yeah. If you count...
I think our first 2 episodes were E3.
Well, I was going to say, if you count the whole where we've split the E3, we might be up to 10 in like a couple of years.
Let's count it.
Okay.
We've got 10 episodes.
10 episodes. But yeah, so we're going to get into that. Lots of cringe. Todd Howard to tell us what new console Skyward will be released on this time.
What do we got?
It's going to be... I think it's going to be car dashes.
3DS?
Yeah.
3D. We could do 3DS.
3DS, yeah.
Maybe the Tesla smart screen.
Yeah, I think so.
Do they have they probably have some sort of interface.
Yeah, something like that. Apple smartwatches. Smartwatch or whatever smartwatch.
Maybe even just mobile phone, get an iOS version.
Yeah.
We'll see what Todd Howard has up his sleeve this year.
Though they did actually just, I think, popped up on Steam for the VR Skyrim, the official VR Skyrim, which looks like it's just Skyrim in VR.
I don't know if my VR works, and I haven't tried it because everything in my basement is in that room where we would play VR because my miniature room got the water in it. Yeah. So, I did see, speaking of VR,
yes,
that they now have wireless VR.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And they have integrated. There's a new HTC Vive Pro.
Yeah.
And it comes with integrated headphones. Or you might be able to add them, but the headphones are part of the headset.
Yeah.
It looks like a new updated display for the headset.
Yeah.
And wireless capabilities. So,
interesting. Yeah, because the regular one's gone down in price by like half. It's like
yeah, when I bought it,
now.
when I bought it compared to what it is now, it's like, woo.
I think it was like almost, was it $1,200?
That was the first time my credit card ever didn't just work. I had to call them and be like, no, this is not.
This is not some guy in China trying.
I think it was going to like Ireland, the payment, but yeah, I was just like, yeah, no, this is me. Like I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, yeah, fucking, like, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's interesting. That's gone down. It's still not VR. I haven't seen anything that really makes me super excited.
No.
Yeah, that's why I haven't bought one, because I'm VR capable on this. I'm not done quite a nice graphic card as yours. I've got because I got the Titan X that came out right before because you got the 1080 Ti or whatever it is.
No, just the 1080.
The 1080, okay. Because I got the Titan X that came out right before the 1080 series came out, so it can run VR decently, but I'm just like, you know what? I'd rather just save for a down payment because the price of fucking Bitcoin miners driving the price of graphics cards through the roof. So now I got to save
more now than it ever was.
Yeah. So now exact same things, but now if I want to build a newer one, I got to start saving up now for it. So I figured I don't really want to jump.
You gotta save up that Dogecoin to buy.
Save up that Dogecoin. Well, you never know; it could go through the roof again. I still have some Dogecoin left. I don't know how much, but yeah, I was just happy that I managed to cash in enough of it to buy a gig because I only ever bought like $5 worth of it in the first place. But,
you know what was funny? I was watching the show Blacklist.
Okay.
And in the show, there was this like weird like crowdsourcing assassination service.
Yeah.
Where just like anyone would just assassinate you for the money.
Okay.
So the payment was in Bitcoin.
Okay.
So it said US dollar value. Yeah. It was like $560,000 or like $700,000 US for this hit. And I think it was like 2,800 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then I calculated it out to when Bitcoin was like 20 grand. Yeah. That hit would have been like $54 million or something ridiculous.
Right now,
damn, like
right now it would be in the billions or something stupid.
No, that was if it was at 20 grand
at
per
20
Bitcoin.
Okay,
yeah. So I was like,
somebody got to really want someone dead for $54 million.
Well, no, at the time it was next to nothing. It seemed like. But I was like, oh, that's funny. Funny to think of in that show, like what Bitcoin would have been worth at its height if you had to kill the person, but they shut the site down and no one died, so you don't have to worry about that.
I was gonna say if you killed that person and had kept that Bitcoin, you would be super rich.
Yeah.
If it was someone who was an asshole, I would have done it for 2,800 Bitcoins. That'd be a pretty real.
Yeah, but no,
actually kill someone.
Hopefully, I don't even think VR is like the future anymore.
No, I think
AR is.
Here's honestly, this is going to sound stupid. We'll go kind of sci-fi with this. I think we are going to have, before VR becomes great, where it would actually be fun.
Just get like right in your spinal column.
I think we're going to have man-machine interfaces before then. I think they're going to be something where, or AR like you said, but more like it'll be like just a pair of like sunglasses you pop on or something, and it's not necessarily even going to be VR. It'll just be like, okay, you plug something into your ears. We all have cybernetic eyes, and now you just flip a switch and your eyes are now in video game mode. You know what I mean? I honestly think that will happen before, like, bedroom, basement VR stuff actually becomes good.
Yeah. Well, I think with AR, it could be kind of cool is, like, it's a nice day out today. Like, we go out to the park and we're like, all right, run. Like, you can, like, you map your area, your play area, let's say. And then you're like, all right, let's fight zombies. And all of a sudden, like, in your hand, you see... Like, you might have to have some sort of hand device.
Use your cell phone or something.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, boom, here's my sword, here's my shield, and there's zombies spawning in the park, or like just, there's like a closed off space or a warehouse. Although I did hear, I was down south during the week for work, and I heard from, I think it was in London, there's like this VR place where it's like you and like 8 friends can like hop in and like shoot zombies and do stuff in VR, but it sounds like you're like moving around the warehouse.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you can't see each other, I guess you must be able to see each other in the game and like bounce into each other, but I think AR would do that really well. Like, even like some sort of like, almost like paintball thing, but like, say you had the gun, and then it would be like laser tag, but just you could have all kinds of other cool things.
Well,
you could have cover that's not there.
Yeah, I'll give you a kind of fun example with that unfortunately didn't come out. My wife and I actually kickstarted something called the Magus Wand, and it's supposed to be a basically that for Harry Potter. So the only physical components you have are your phone and the wand. And so you run around, and it's supposed to be a little bit like Pokemon Go, but with Wizard Duels kind of Harry Potter, where the wand actually, like, what symbols you make is the spell. So you want to make a fireball, you make a specific symbol, and then your phone tells you, okay, this is how much health what you're looking at has left, and you use the phone kind of like you would with Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So that kind of something like that, but again with like maybe a pair of glasses instead. I can
you just be like exterminatus,
yeah,
and then just boom, the whole game world ends.
Yeah, yeah, bombs start flying down from outer space, the planet blows up. But yeah, in all seriousness, I think that will happen before. I think that will get good before throwing on a headset gets good.
Yeah.
I think that would be if I were to bet on the what the wave of the future is. I think we would go that way. And again, I think
no. The wave of the future is Fortnite. Okay, the future's
Fortnite,
already here. Fortnite is gaming. All right, gaming's dead.
Gaming's dead.
I, for one, hail our Fortnite overlords.
Well, yeah, you know what? I've been through every popular game franchise you can think of. I've been, I started in Nintendo, NES.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until online multiplayer kind of became a thing that it was like, oh, everyone's playing this game, you got to play this game. But whether it was Call of Duty, whether it was, EverQuest, when I was that, everyone's playing World of Warcraft, so now we've got Fortnite and PUBG and Overwatch and that sort of thing that everyone's playing. And you know what? That's great. If those sort of games are what you like, and if you like to like watching people who have like no personality fucking play them, do it. If that's what makes you happy, do it. I'm still going to be here kicking around playing games in 10 years regardless, because even with all that crap coming out, honestly, there's still a slew of good stuff coming at us. And
well, the other game I wanted to talk about that I saw last night was that Iron Harvest.
Yes.
And man, like that was it. The game is based on, if you've ever seen the old pictures where it's like giant robots in a forest or in a field, and there's like kind of like Soviet era people kicking around.
Soviet,
yeah, like it looks really cool. So it's gonna be an RTS game by King
Art Games.
Games.
Who've made a couple of shitty games, but have also made a couple of good games.
But
so.
yeah, they had a Kickstarter. I didn't get in on the Kickstarter, but I've bought in, I guess, on the Kickstarter level on their website. Pre-ordered it. They had a demo. It looked really cool, and I like RTS games, and they're gonna have a campaign, and it's gonna be kind of more squad based instead of just like singular units and unit blobs. They kind of said, and it looks sweet.
Yeah.
Hopefully that comes out as intended in December 2019, and then I guess the first alpha is coming out in August. So looking forward to that.
Yep.
I didn't know about the game until last night, but now I'm really hyped about that game, and really looking forward to it. But yeah, like there's always going to be people like small studios that are going to make games that they're passionate about.
Yep.
And if those games, hopefully we can just get lots of good indie games, and it seems like it's getting easier for people that have like a good idea to get a game started and get it going.
Get it in front of an audience now.
Get it out to an audience, because early access for the most part sucks, but there's the rare gems that come out of that, and if you can get a Kickstarter going or get funded in other ways, lots of great games can come out of it. We don't have to
doesn't all have to
play
be
what's coming out of the big studios.
Exactly.
Everything like that.
Well, I think that's probably a pretty good place to leave it for the day. So our final message, I think, is fuck PUBG, fuck Fortnite, and game on with the great games you love.
Yep. Until our Battle Royale game that's going to be super awesome comes out.
That's right.
You can support that game on our Patreon, or you can kickstart us when we launch that.
Yeah,
so,
we'll be on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, GoFundMe, and every other platform.
Give us all your money. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah. I have been your host, Victor von Fragenstein.
And I'm Gapper.
And we'll see you guys next time, at least 0 to 1 times before E3.
0 to 1 times before E3.